The meeting between President Trump and Kim Jong-un has been on the minds of nearly everyone in America and much of the rest of the world. Now, for me, being born in the 80s, all I have really ever known is conflict between the Koreas and between DPRK and the rest of the world. But the resolve or future resolve of this conflict isn't really even something that candidate Trump was elected on, but it's sure something that he is running with now. And of course, Hollywood is doubting his success and rooting for his failure. As Bill Maher admitted earlier this week, the left is rooting for Trump's failure because they believe that that's the only way to get rid of him. By the way, they will not get rid of him, especially now. Anyway, late night hosts had a grand old time casting dispersions and doubt that this meeting was anything other than kabuki theater and a terrible decision by this administration that resulted in propping up a dictator and playing into his hand for worldwide domination. Because remember, according to the left, Trump being elected will be the end of the world. So let's just go through a few of the transcripts from the days leading up to the summit. Little Jimmy Kimmel, during his show, said that the two leaders would fall in love because of their similarities, which is ironic because shutting down the beliefs of others, something he does regularly, essentially cutting off their freedoms, is actually the objective of the left, not Donald Trump. On his show, Jimmy Kimmel said this: "Tonight's meeting will be one-on-one with a couple of translators and that's it. Trump said he hopes that he and Kim Jong-un like each other. Kim is a brutal dictator who starves his people and murders his political enemies. They're definitely going to like each other. They might even fall in love. My hope is that the summit ends with Trump giving Kim Jong-un a rose and Kim Jong-un eating it," obviously making a reference to the TV show The Bachelor, shameless plug for his own network programming on ABC. Stephen Colbert, who I usually find to be even more belligerent and almost as ignorant as Jimmy Kimmel, he actually took a softer approach. In an interview with MSNBC's Chris Matthews, he said this: "The objective is denuclearization, which I said is a worthy goal. If he can get it, God bless him, give him the Nobel Prize. I don't care, just make the world safer." He goes on to say this: "But experts are saying that the chance they will give up their nukes are very slim, and yet Kim gets what he wants, which is equal footing with the most powerful man in the world." Okay, first of all, equal footing, give me a freaking break. Liberals saw this as a bad thing because, again, seeing Trump succeed is like salt on a slug. But also, they think that this elevates Kim Jong-un and gives him credibility. But wouldn't you say that that's better than, say, I don't know, pallets of cash worth $500,000? I certainly would. So here are the reasons why I think this time around is different. Because everyone is talking about how North Korea has made this promise before and they didn't make good on their end of the bargain. And that's definitely true. But there are some major differences this time around. Major differences. Number one, last time there was no signature. It was basically a verbal commitment. Things are different when pen hits the pad. Number two, oh, hey there, Mr. Brutal Dictator signing that piece of paper. We see you. Yes, we saw him sign it. It was televised as both leaders signed the agreement. What does that matter? Worldwide attention and worldwide credibility, and that means that we will be trolling you, Chairman Kim. We are holding you accountable. The whole world will be. And difference number three, your own country will also be trolling you because guess what? Coverage of this summit was all over DPRK state television, so they're going to be holding you accountable too. Another difference, and we learned this lesson from another little Jimmy Carter and old Slick Willie Bill Clinton. No payments up front. In fact, the opposite. We are sustaining our sanctions until terms are met. And difference number 5, where am I? The threat of repercussion was non-existent before. This time around, Chairman Kim knows that Trump will put his money where his mouth is and that if he does not hold up his end of the bargain, there will be swift and severe repercussions. So, Jimmy Kimmel, establishment politicians, liberals, Hollywood elites, suck it. It's going to happen, and it's going to be so good, and Trump is going to get another 4 years for it, and hopefully a Peace Prize, and it's going to make you even more deranged than you already are. But you have no one to blame but yourselves. After all, it's thanks to your peeps kicking the can down the road that this is even an issue. Everybody, thanks so much for watching. I'm Amanda, head for The Rebel. If you enjoyed my commentary and want to hear more from all of us here at The Rebel, subscribe to our premium content at www.therebel.media/shows. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter for all of our latest news, and download our new app for the Rebel Media on the App Store. That way you will have instant and easy access to all of our latest videos and your favorite Rebel shows. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Amanda Head for The Rebel.